Welcome your hosts, Caddy, Frank, and Sarah Kemp, as they lead discussions about substance use disorder and the journey to recovery. You're listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Caddy.
Hello, welcome to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Been around. We've had some replays. We've had some holidays. We've had some stuff going on. Welcome to listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution. My name is Caddy Frank, and across the table from me is
Sarah Kemp.
Oh, like the
Ice cream.
There we go.
So you get the Caddy and Sarah show this week.
Yes, you do. Welcome, everybody. We have had some replays due to the holidays. We've had some scheduling conflicts, so thank you for enduring some shows that we have put up in the past. But we are here now in live, living color.
Yes.
Kind of, sort of. So, Sarah, what's right with you today?
I would say having a safe place at work and at home.
Okay. And I'd like you to elaborate on that when we get through this.
Yep. How about you, Caddy? What's right with you today?
You know, when we walked in and somebody says, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm okay." Mm-hmm. And I really think right now, for all of you that are listening outside the Minneapolis, St. Paul area, we are in kind of a hotbed right now. And it feels a lot of different things, and we're going to kind of elaborate on that. But if I'm okay right now, I think I'm doing pretty well.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to eat, I'm trying to sleep, trying to stay off of the doom scrolling, at the same time being very aware of what's going on. So we thought Sarah and I would come together and talk about how do we get through some hard times in the recovery space when we are kind of surprised by stuff. So before we delve into that kind of deep, kind of big kind of conversation, I want to say truly a special thanks to our generous donors. Some of these have sunsetted, but we want to give credit where credit is due. The Patrick and Amy Butler Foundation, the Otto Bremer Trust, the Sauer Family Foundation, the Hardenberg Foundation, alongside donations that we've gotten.
Yes.
People from our Walk for Recovery, people that have given us donations. We've done a call out to the community that recovery community organizations, along with many other organizations that are nonprofit, are
hurting right now.
Sometimes, I'm going to be candid, are on the chopping block right now. And so if you value what you're hearing, you value what recovery looks like, you value a treatment center, you value a recovery community organization, you value
any nonprofit,
a food shelf, anything. There are a lot of people who are looking for support out there. So, and of course, we're one of them. So we have our website, info@minnesotarecovery.org. Well, it kind of sounds like
it
that.
Does.
Or what's the other one? We'll just go with info@minnesotarecovery.org. Or go to our website, minnesotarecovery.org, and we've got a donate button. So
I also want to give out a shout out to our volunteers.
Please.
As the volunteer coordinator, it is my duty to thank them. Well, anybody at Minnesota Recovery Connection, but they have meant a lot to me recently, to our organization recently, because they come in and they do whatever we ask them to do, and they do it so willingly, and they just love being there, and they make me feel better about everything.
Humanity.
Yeah.
Because a volunteer is just that. They're somebody who is giving their time to our organization. So I will also say thank you. I gave a big shout out to Victoria. I'm doing a peer recovery specialist Zoom class this week. And so I've got, I think, 13 students, and one of them is a volunteer. Her name is Victoria, so I have to make sure I tell her that I say Victoria about 7,000 times today. That she made all of our manuals. And see,
she made all of them?
She made all of them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I said to the students that were on my Zoom, class, I said, "Hey, y'all say a big thank you to Victoria." And anybody else who comes in, like you said, that answers our phones, does our telephone recovery support. These are positions that are not just about volunteering time. They're about giving back.
Yes, and it reminds me specifically what recovery is in the great thing that it can be for people and the safe space that we give our volunteers as well.
Exactly. Because we really do impress upon people who need to fulfill obligations in the justice-impacted community, but also people who might just be feeling as though they don't know where they fit in. You don't even have to volunteer. You can just come into our office. We'll be happy to offer you a cup of coffee. We'll sit with you. We'll talk with you. And maybe you even want to get services from us. The idea is that it's a safe space. And I think right now, being in the Twin Cities area, I had my friend from the UK reach out to me, Mariana, and she said, I'm just thinking about you because we're hearing and seeing a lot of stuff. And I said, thank you. I said, it's kind of a lot going on right now. So what Sarah and I are going to talk about is how do you handle situations when you're in recovery, either from a week to myself 25 years to Sarah 6 years. How do you handle a high stress situation without kind of going back to that comfort place, right?
Because it's easy. It's easy to think about, at least for me, because I thought, the world is difficult right now, and how easy would it be to just go back and not even have to worry about it?
Yep.
Worry about it.
Yeah, air quotes, worry about it, or just disconnect from it.
Yeah.
And a way to disconnect is how a lot of people will use their substances, either alcohol or any other substance. It's a way to disconnect and
develop a new one.
Yeah, and we want to talk about that. We're also going to do some quotes from a book. One of the books is going to be The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, and the author is Charlie, what is that? Macassey. Macassey. My dyslexia stepped right in there, folks.
Well, and it's also in cursive, and I'm of a generation that reading cursive is not always easy for me.
Okay.
Just being honest.
Yeah. So Charlie, this individual, has written 2 books, and we were reflecting on them when we were sort of prepping for this show, that there's some real simple ways to look at how we can make it through hard times. And we have a tendency in our society to make things complicated and get up all in our thoughts and what we want to do and what we want to say. And sometimes we have to just really sort of step back and say, what do I have that I can control, that I can do? How can I be a good citizen as well as be good to myself and good to my own community? And
for me, this week's show was, I also wanted to provide hope for people, because we're in a place, in a space right now where hope can be hard to see, find.
Yep.
So if Caddy and I can bring you anything this week, other than a little bit of laughter maybe, is hope.
Yep.
That it will get better.
It will get better. I was reflecting with my partner Eric last night that we are a country and a world, but we are a country that has been through a lot of challenges over our existence, from when we became a country to where we are now. And we are a resilient people. We are a kind people. We are good people. And we have to remember that. For those who have other opinions on that, I just remember that your family, your neighborhood, your people that you care about, we don't want anybody hurt. We don't want anybody put into a position where they have to make choices that are particularly uncomfortable. And then when we talk about the communities that have more baggage, shall we say, like people in recovery, where they've already have shame, they already have a self-awareness of self-judgment, and how do we just move past that?
And they're masters at disappearing too, like going inside and just being.
Protecting themselves. Yep. So we're going to take a break, and we'll come back. I want to thank you for listening. We're not going to have a downer show, but we're going to have a real show today, because life is very real right now.
Life is lifin'.
Life is lifin'. Thank you, from one of my students. So thank you for listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution here on AM 950, the progressive radio station. We'll catch you on the other side. Right, Sarah?
Right.
Because without it, there's no home. And there's one thing that I've learned through this year of being alone.
Listen to that beautiful music. Welcome back to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution here at AM 950, the progressive radio station. Sarah and I, when we left you a moment ago...
On a cliffhanger.
We talked about a book that we're going to be reading from and talk about the topics of how do you make it through tough times when you're on the recovery journey, regardless of where you are, right, Sarah?
Yeah, because you could be a week in or what feels like 100 years to me for Caddy. 25 years is a long time.
Exactly.
To me, at my 6. But how, even at 25 years, how do you manage... getting through this.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot right now and the world feels heavy. So we're here to provide humor and suggestions.
Humor and hope.
Yes.
Humor and hope.
The 2 H's.
Yes. Well, Eric and I sit in our car when I'm driving. I'm usually the driver. When we talk about Sid the Sloth. We talk about being Sid the Sloth, and we talk about all the sandwiches that we could eat at the salad bar and have the sun and the shining. We just get all goofy.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
You know, I honestly challenge you: sit in your car, talk to your partner, your friend, your child, and talk with like Sid the Sloth. Because it really makes you just plain old laugh because you're just searching for words that can make you do that Sid the Sloth conversation.
And when you can have moments of joy like that, it's those little moments of joy that make, no matter what's going on in the world, but it's those little moments that make everything better.
Yeah. So Sarah's going to read a little bit of one of the things that I think is very telling about how do we look at the world when the world seems to be overwhelming. I want to say a nice shout out to Dr. Sue Hoisington, who is, I call both a colleague and a friend. She gave me this book, and as we said, it's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy, Mackesy, and I highly recommend it as a book that can just give you a perspective. So this is the one thing that I train in my class on a regular basis. So Sarah will be our voice of reading.
Is your glass half empty or half full? Asked the mole. I think I'm grateful to have a glass, said the boy. We don't know about tomorrow, said the horse. All we need to know is that we love each other.
And I think...
Wait, one more.
Oh.
When the dark clouds come, keep going. When the big things feel out of control, focus on what you love right under your nose.
Ooh. Thank you very much. And when I say this in class, right, Sarah?
Yes.
I say, I have a tendency to look at the glass half full most of the time. And some people, my dear sweet partner, sometimes only sees it half empty. And then, and that's all I knew about that. And then this book came into my life and bam. And then it says, maybe we're just happy to have a glass.
Because some people don't even have a glass.
And if we can be happy that we have a glass, because then we have the option to have it half full or half empty, then it gives people a perspective that sometimes we just need to be grateful to, number one, be alive. If we're lucky enough to have a home, if we're lucky enough to have food on our table, if we're lucky enough to have a workplace to go to that provides all those other things, these are things to be grateful for. As we've said, in the Twin Cities right now, we are in a very complicated situation that has to do with the ICE and Border Patrol forces coming in. Approximately 3,000 landed within the 2 cities and hitting surrounding areas and hitting northern Minnesota and southern Minnesota on the mission that they're on. And I don't understand it, and I'm not going to try. But what I know is that it is affecting the immigrant community, and it is affecting the people around the community that is being under siege. And that means neighbors, that means family members, that means cousins, that means parents. Co-workers. So, Sarah, why don't you speak a little bit to how you have to walk through the world right now?
So I keep all my...
Tell them a little bit about what you look like, because that might help since we are
sure.
on the radio.
Oh, sure. So if you all remember, or maybe not, I was born in India. I was adopted at 7 months, been a Minnesotan my whole life, but I'm still brown. I sound white, I act white, but I'm brown. Mm-hmm. So I carry my citizenship paperwork with me. I have a picture of it on my phone. Mm-hmm. So just in cases, but I only go to work because I have to.
And you want to,
Well,
please.
I want to, but I mean,
yeah.
In like a couple stores in my neighborhood, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I make sure I have my boyfriend with me.
Mm-hmm. And you do that very consciously right now,
yeah.
right? So
and I know, and I like logically, I know I'm safe because I have all my things, but that doesn't seem to matter right now.
Right.
So I just make sure that I have things in place.
Right. And Cynthia, our executive director, who is an American citizen but is brown, she is a Latina woman. The other day I saw her walking to our printer and made a picture of her passport.
Yep.
So she carries that with her, and I don't know what other documentation, but because of what somebody appears on the outside seems to be enough to have people
riled up.
And questioning who you are. Now, I, as a middle-aged white and Scandinavian woman, fourth generation Norwegian / whatever the heck ever else I am not going to probably be bothered, except for the fact if I take out my phone and I want to record, as I have the right to do, if I see a situation. And a family member got intimidated greatly by doing that. So one of the messages that I personally need to say, and that is, we're in a situation where intimidation is the method to get people to both succumb and also rile up.
Yes.
And I think the riling up is maybe one of the things that people are looking to see have happen. And what we need to do is we need to say, how do I support my community? What is the best way? The other day I went to, there's a little grocery store that's owned by, I think her name is Maria. I think it's Maria's store. I can't remember. I passed by it literally 1,000 times, but I can't remember the name on the door. But I went in and I bought some tamales, and I bought I've got these great nut bars that I like. And I just said, I'm here because I want to support you as a community member. You've been around for I don't know how long as I can remember, which is well over 30 years. So, this is not a new store. And that's ways that we can help support our community members. These are generally, I would say, probably more than likely citizens to our country. So how do we support people? So with that being said, Sarah and I wanted to talk about people who are in the recovery community who are feeling pressure.
Yes, we did.
And so,
how can you stay in your recovery while coming to terms and handling what's going on in the world? Mm-hmm. So, for me, having someone like Caddy to talk to helps me. Mm-hmm. I might have overate yesterday.
Did you have some snacks?
I did, and a chocolate shake, and I was very excited. Not saying that you need to overindulge, but find something, in my opinion, that makes you happy, or gives you that little bit of joy. Or I got one of those sticker books for Christmas. Instead of diamond dotting, it's stickers.
Yeah, numbered colors. Like a paint by number kind of thing.
And it makes a kitty, and it's very cute. So I've been doing that at night to help relieve anything else that's been going on with my day. I've also limited how much I go on social media because I just can't anymore.
Yep.
Because there's too much on it. I don't know what's real, what's not real, and it's just overwhelming.
Yep.
So I limit maybe a half hour a day.
Right. And I think the word that comes to my mind when you're talking about this is we need to sometimes distract ourselves from our reality. Doesn't mean we're forgetting about it. But we're distracting ourselves either by an art project or making food or sitting down. This past weekend, went to our neighbor's house and just had a really good conversation. Like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And we all are a part of the white privileged community. And we're like, how are we doing? Because all community suffers when part of our community is suffering. And I think what you just very nicely said was we need to distract ourselves so that we can feel kind of whole again.
Because if I let myself go into it, then I would just be a negative Nancy all day long and I wouldn't want to do anything else.
And negative Nancy ain't nice. Now, Nancy's, I'm sure there's some very pleasant Nancy's out there.
Sorry to Nancy's, but
we don't want to throw Nancy under the bus here. the idea is that recovery is hard enough.
Yes.
And then when you're feeling the exceptional stress about something that's going on around you that you cannot control, we do not have control about this.
And who has control issues more than people in recovery sometimes?
Exactly. Yes. So when you are feeling out of control, sometimes people will lean on the way that they have escaped in the past. And so if you are having the idea that you might want to use a substance again, use alcohol again, the idea is, what could you do instead of that? Can you pick up the phone and call somebody? Can you go to an all-recovery meeting that we have online at Minnesota Recovery Connection? Can you come into Minnesota Recovery Connection and hang out in our lobby? Or do you want to sign up to be a volunteer? Be around people that are living a recovery life. Go to a meeting.
Therapist.
Go to a therapist. Find ways to enhance your environment rather than get stuck in it.
And isolate.
And isolate. Because we know isolation. We had COVID. We had such a spike in alcohol and substance use during the COVID times. And that was a time when we were stuck inside. Now
we had no choice but to be inside.
Right. Now, depending on what community you belong to, you might be stuck inside. So we have some of our neighbors that can't go outside. So they might be feeling stuck. And we just need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves as well as taking care of our recovery journey and finding, as you said, Sarah, those bright spots, whatever bright spots are there. Harder to find some days than others. And if you've got the ability to have Netflix or Hulu or Paramount or Disney, throw on a happy movie.
Yep, or one of your comfort shows.
Yeah. And these are things that you can do that can, that's a way that you can distract yourself, right?
Yes.
What movies do you like, Sarah? What is your go-to?
Zootopia.
Well, Hallmark movies.
Oh, well, yes, Hallmark movies, too.
Well, come on.
I love Hallmark movies. Winter in Vale, Moonlight in Vermont. Not that I know those off the top of my head.
Kind of scary, folks. She just, pulled those right out of her backpack there. She's like...
Listen, Hallmark movies, corny? Yes. I know what's going to happen in them? Yes. But I know what's going to happen and it makes me feel good. And there's love in there. Yes. Who doesn't love love?
Who doesn't love love? But see, here we go, folks. We're sitting here giggling about it, and that's okay, because I got a teaser about the Hallmark movies. My former director, Wendy Jones, loves the Hallmark movies.
My boyfriend makes fun of me for all my Hallmark movies.
Good. We gotta call it out some days. But it is a place where you can go that's safe. You're sitting in your bed. You're sitting on your sofa. You're watching
And Zoe's usually watching them with me.
Which is her cat, just so you know.
Yeah, my cat loves Hallmark movies.
I bet.
And Eric's like, no, she doesn't. I'm like, yeah, she does. She sits right next to me and watches it with me. Then she might fall asleep, but she's there.
She's there. She's with you, sister.
Yes.
She's with you. So the idea is that in hard times, as I said, our country's been through hard times before. We've been challenged as communities. We've been challenged as individuals. How many people who are in recovery have gone through a hard time and made it through? What were those techniques? What did you do? How did you
get through it?
How did you push past it? How did you say, hey, I'm not going to go back to that stinking thinking? Anybody who's been to AA knows that stinking thinking. How did I get through that? Usually it's with another human. And
connection.
I think, human connection. The opposite of addiction is human connection. Johann Hari is the quote there.
Oh, you just knew that off the top of your head.
Well, if anybody has ever heard of Johann Hari, I highly recommend you listen to some of his stuff. But the idea is that when, as a person who's been in recovery for a long time, as Sarah says, 1 million years.
It feels like it.
I know. Well, Wendy has 32 years.
God.
I know. So, but it doesn't mean that we can't be affected by what's going on around us. And I can't say that I've had any interest in slipping into old habits of substances. Alcohol would be my primary one. That isn't my go-to, but my go-to would probably be sugar. And I know I should limit that because it's not good for me, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna. And I might get a pizza instead of some broccoli.
That's because pizza's better than broccoli.
But if you can find a way to give yourself some relief, some joy, some happiness, watching a Hallmark movie, watching, you might even enjoy, sci-fi or, enjoy
whatever tickles your fancy, do it. If you can.
And also, like, some people will go into gaming. And gaming is fine, but limit your time. There was an individual in our office who was volunteering last night, and I stayed after 5 o'clock because I had a Zoom meeting. And I said, you can leave. It's 5 o'clock. He goes, I got to finish this game. And the individual hung out there until about 20 after 5 because he had to finish his game. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand that. But you know what? If you want to sit in that chair and finish your game, you do you all day long. Because that actually, he was like, if he would have got up and left, he would felt incomplete and maybe a little bit annoyed and like he might have lost his place. But that's okay. Just make sure you're monitoring yourself. Like you said with social media. Yep. Put a timer on or put an app on. My cousin said that she's got an app on her phone that after 30 minutes, it just shuts her down. Oh. And I was like, well, you are
good for you.
No better than me.
Yeah.
But we want people to remember that recovery is incredibly important to sustain. When we're challenged, we feel more vulnerable. We feel as though we can't control anything. And sometimes, as I say, you want to go back to that old friend that's hanging out way back in the closet. And I don't mean literally, I mean figuratively.
Well, you would think someone's just hanging out in their closet.
Well, there's stuff. There's things. But, you've got that old friend that you call on and you know what they're going to say.
You know how you're going to feel. You're going to know how to react. You know what's going to happen, most likely. Mm-hmm.
And then the consequences could come down on you and be even worse than what the situation is currently.
I think what's important to remember is that if you're in recovery, you've done this before. Mm-hmm. You've gotten through one of the toughest things that you've done. You put down your substance and you did the work that you needed to do to get to the other side. So you're already a strong person.
Thank you. Beautiful, Sarah.
So remember the tools that you use to get yourself to this point, and keep utilizing those tools. Mm-hmm. And as we say in the peer recovery specialist training, your recovery is always evolving. Mm-hmm. You're always going to be learning new skills. You're always going to be figuring out new people, new things to keep your recovery going. So try new things.
Mm-hmm. And when the tough thing comes down the pike, then, like you said, go back into that toolkit or build a new one. Go find something new. Go experience something new. I think that's a beautiful message. Thank you, Sarah. That's really great.
Because I think it's easy to forget that we've done one of the hardest things
that anybody can do is to kick the butt
of a substance use disorder. And look at you. You're in recovery. You're doing it. And so, to me, that means if you have the right tools, you can do anything. Mm-hmm. Yep. Even get through this
hard
stuff
time we're in, yes.
I almost swore, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Well, and I also want to remind people who love people who are in recovery. Let's say you are a parent or you're a partner, you're a neighbor of somebody, and they come over and they drop a awful or a hard situation on you. Use those same tools in finding your recovery and saying, hey, you know what, I know this is really hard. And they want to go, they're not somebody who struggles with a substance use disorder. They're somebody who just goes to use alcohol just to escape for a little bit. It's like, hey, instead, do you want to go, can we go for a walk? Is it okay to go for a walk? Maybe we can't go for a walk. Maybe what we can do is we can turn on the computer and we could do some yoga on TV. We could do something, we could read a chapter of a book and talk about it, like the books that we have that we're talking about. Remember that the other people in your net, the parents, the partners, they might not be struggling with substance use disorder, but they also might be overwhelmed with what's going on. So you as a person in recovery might be able to help somebody else kind of navigate the frustration or the confusion. And then that person who loves somebody who is struggling or is in recovery, remember, this is all about love. This is all about love and caring for self and
connection.
Caring for one another. Connection, but, love is the bottom, not the bottom, it's the top of the pinnacle of how people can recover. It's love yourself, love your partner, love your family, love your community. I just feel like singing Kumbaya, Kumbaya. But if we come from a place of care and concern and don't overstep, we can do anything.
Well, and I think in a space that we're in right now where there is so much not love.
Not love. I think that's a fair way of saying it.
Showing love to somebody can make the world to somebody else who might be having a bad day. Mm-hmm. And you come home and you brought them their favorite cookie or their favorite dinner, mm-hmm. or you just asked how their day was.
Mm-hmm. And sat down and actually listened. Yeah. And, we're kind of like, we're holding our hands together, swaying back and forth, saying it'll all be okay. We don't know if it's going to all be okay. Ultimately, this will pass, and history shows us that tough times do pass, and we do recover.
The storm runs out.
The storm runs out. But when we're in the intensity of tough situations, we get stuck. We get in that bad mindset. And I want everybody who's in recovery to remind yourself, like what Sarah said, which was, you've made it through. You have the tools. You can sustain your recovery, even as hard as it might be. You can be hopeful. You can be helpful. You can be encouraging. You can find all those things inside yourself and remind yourself that you have all those skills.
And if you need a reminder, give us a call and I'll tell you the same thing.
Yes. And if you are in greater Minnesota, you are in another state, in another country, and you're feeling overwhelmed, I know I have people in Canada, in the UK.
Oh, you're fancy.
I know I'm fancy. But no, I mean, I have people.
You're just international.
I'm international. But I have people who are concerned about what's happening, and they're saying to me, stay safe, do what you can, reach out, we care about you. And that's the same message that I say to every person that I'm going to encounter. I might not say it to somebody who has uniforms on, but I'm not going to say, I hate you. I'm not glad you're here. But I, at the same time, they hopefully have a family that they have to answer to, that they have to go to, and they are going to have to reckon with what they've embarked on our communities here. I'm trying to be.
That was a very nice way of saying that.
I'm trying to be so tactful, folks. But I'm mad at. I know I swore. I think that's probably okay for the FCC.
Ooh.
But I'm mad too, and I'm sad. I'm really sad.
It's sad because it's to me 2026. This is not where I thought we'd be at 2026.
We can be so much better. So don't take it out on people. Let's do something about it. Let's, show up in a way that we can be productive and not destructive.
Can I say something?
That was really good.
Let's
be productive, not destructive. Okay.
I also want to say, because I've had to do this too, is myself being brown and my boyfriend being a white boy from northern Minnesota.
Right.
I had to educate him on what it's like to be me.
Wow.
In this because he didn't get it, because he doesn't have to think about it. He's a redhead white boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he doesn't have to think about it because that's not his lived experience.
Right, exactly.
And so now he's with a brown girl who I know he'll never let anything happen to me. I know that.
Well, I won't let.
Well, and I know you won't. No one in this no. But I had to explain to him when I'm by myself, it's different.
Very different.
So that's why I don't go out. I try not to go out by myself right now.
Yeah.
And if I do, it's like pickup orders.
Yeah.
And then I go right on home.
And I want everybody to think about that. Sarah is a U.S. citizen. She works in the recovery field. She's had many jobs. She's overcome her addiction. She's strong in her...
Substance use disorder?
Well, but you overcame your addiction.
Yes.
And now you do not struggle with substance use disorder. She's going to teach me now, too. But this is a beautiful woman that has to figure out where she's going to go in this world, how she's going to walk through these steps. This is where we're at, folks. This is where we're at. And we have many people that should never be afraid to go outside, but right now that's where we're at. And that's why we need people to be really, really careful about their judgments, their statements, the things that they're thinking, the things that they're saying. Because Sarah, she's going to stay safe because I'm going to hover over her like a nanny.
She's my other mom.
Yes. So thank you for indulging us in these conversations. Thank you for listening to Redefining Recovery, a Recovery Revolution here on AM 950, the Progressive Radio Station. station. We'll be back for our last 10 minutes and read you some more stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've learned through this year of being alone. I can feel it in my bones.
Welcome back to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution.
Hello.
Hey, by the way, we've rebranded everybody.
Yes.
So
new website and everything.
New website, new look. We're going to be changing it here at AM 950 on our little headphones and microphone. It's a minor change on that, but it's a major change for what we look like. So
Yes.
for any of you that are interested in our services, it looks a little bit different. So be sure to check out our new website. We've got some same information all day long.
It's just it's a younger look.
More hip.
We're hip now.
We're hip.
We're like the cool kids.
We're the cool kids on the block.
Exactly.
And I want to say thank you to Capsule and our web designer that put us on the map with a new look.
Yes.
And we are refreshed and ready for action.
Yes. Are
Yes. We are. We're going to make it through this tough time. One of the things that happened in the last 48 hours, 72 hours, whenever you listen to this program, is that there was some threat to the substance use disorder and mental health, SAMHSA, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration funding, and it got taken away and then it got reinstated. So
Just kidding.
Yeah,
Or at least that's how it felt.
yeah. Well, and Sarah said it's like we're a lot of the people who are in the recovery community in many different spaces and places. We're going through. You said it best, a whiplash a lot of times, and so if you even your community members, who myself included, kind of lose their. Just know it's like we are here to save people's lives, folks. That's what we're here to do, or walk alongside people so that they don't lose their lives. I had a woman stop in today, Sarah. I was heartbroken and so thrilled that we have harm reduction supplies. We have Narcan, both nasal and injectable, as well as xylazine strips and
Metomadine
strips.
Oh, I said it right.
Fentanyl strips, and she's in a school.
Oh.
And she used the first nasal Narcan on one of her students yesterday.
What?
And brought the young person back. And so, folks, we're not kidding when we say
What the fudge?
Oh, man, you scared the bejesus out
Nope,
of me.
I wasn't. I said fudge. Fudge.
Woo! That was close. But when we say that the situation is, the temperature is high right now, if a high school student overdoses in a class and a teacher brings them back, kudos to that teacher, all the teachers in the school.
And to know what to do.
And that is part of the messaging, too. We have community members that are hurting right now. We've got people that are unsure of what's going to happen. Come to Minnesota Recovery Connection. Go to Steve Rumler Hope Network. Get yourself educated on Narcan and Narcan/naloxone, on opiate use disorder, alcohol use disorder, all those things. The thing is that we have to protect everybody.
Yes.
And then we have a community that people that have struggled with substance use disorder or in recovery that are still needing to have love, support, and help. And there are new people out there who are struggling and might lean on substances. The fact is that it may take the pain away slightly, but it could become something much more serious.
And it's only temporary.
Yeah, the high, whatever it is, it's only temporary. And the last thing you want to do is need it every single moment of every single day.
And I will say this, and I drive Caddy a little crazy with this, but remember to take care of yourself.
Whatever that looks like. But
I am the self-care
guru.
Because to me, it's very important, not only people in recovery, but just people in general.
Take care of yourself.
Especially right now when the world seems heavy or is heavy. A lot of unknown, a lot of craziness. Take care of yourself how you are able to and can.
Yep. And take the temperature down wherever you're at in your conversations, in your spaces, in your places, because people ultimately, all I would say it's a fair statement. People want to live a happy life. They want to have prosperity. They want to have healthy families. They want to have healthy children. They want to have healthy
everything.
Everything. So let's open up this book. So this is the other book that was written. So the first book is called The Boy, the
Mole, the Fox, and the Horse.
That's the one that has the half glass full, half glass empty. Nope, we're happy about having a glass.
Yes.
The second book is
Always Remember The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, the Horse, and the Storm. Ooh, if there was music, I'd play it right now.
So I think it would be fair to say we're in a storm right now.
And when we were preparing for this show, I was like, these are the books that I need to bring in.
Yes.
I knew it.
So Sarah's going to just read some of these things. And really what we want you to do is just sort of put yourself in a quiet space in your mind and realize that we're in a storm. We're not exactly sure when it's going to end. But what you can do is focus on self. And that's what this is going to be about.
Okay. It's a couple pages long, so hold your horses.
Okay.
These are dark clouds, said the boy. Yes, said the horse, but they move on. The blue sky above never leaves. What do I do if the storm is on the inside? Asked the boy. Shelter with us. What happens if I lose you? Asked the boy. We are forever, said the horse, even if I'm not here. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to say how you feel, said the horse. I don't feel very brave, said the boy. That was a very brave thing to say. When the storm comes, remember who you are, said the horse. Who am I? You are loved. This is getting harder, said the boy. Then every step you take is a bigger victory.
So what that last statement says to me is that we just keep walking through this storm that we're in the Twin Cities, maybe in this country. Different cities are being affected differently. Let's keep walking. Let's keep persevering. Let's support our neighbors, our friends, our families, everybody in our community. And the sun will shine. The blue skies will show up. But it is a dark time.
Yes, and 2 more pages.
Okay.
Just 2.
Just 2.
The wind is strong. Our love is stronger. I felt like we needed to end on something like that.
The wind is strong, but love is stronger.
Because it is. Mm-hmm. And I have to believe that there's more good than bad.
There is. No, there is.
But you know what? But in a moment like this, it's hard.
Hard to believe that,
I feel like you're going to call me a nerd, but...
Yes, be a nerd.
This reminds me of Star Wars.
Oh, good Lord.
The good and the evil, and then the evil wins out, or the good wins out in the end. So I feel like we're in that kind of world right now. We're Star Wars.
We're Star Wars. Okay, there's too many correlations that I could make right there, but we're not going to. But I
said I was being a nerd.
But I think your point, we feel like it's the darkest of times, and how are we going to get out of it? How we're going to get out of it is building community, being strong.
Loving each other.
Loving, caring, supporting, doing the best we can. And I'm going to say it again. Do it with peace. Do it with intention. We need to be positive and optimistic. I am a woman who literally lived through the George Floyd community destruction.
Yeah, because you're like blocks away, right?
And that destruction was so hard on so many. And we cannot go through that again. Because you're right, I was blocks from it, Sarah, from many of the different things that happened. And you know what, folks? We are better than that. We need to still stand up strong. We need to be strong. We need to say what's right. We need to know what's wrong. I'm not questioning that at all. But let us not tear down our city. Let's build up our city. Let's build up our community. Let's build on what the best things are about this city, which is the people that are in it, whoever you are, wherever you are. Okay, I'm going to get off my pulpit because I have been a cheerleader there for a while.
It's okay. Just remember to love each other. If you're going to talk to people, have dialogue, not debate. So I just made Caddy smile with that one.
And roll her eyes all at the same time. We you know what? We are better together than we are apart. So let's just remember that. There is a half glass full, there's a half glass empty, but man, oh man, we've got a glass. We've got a community. We've got self. We've got recovery. We've got each other. Never forget. So thank you for listening to Redefining Recovery, a recovery revolution. We've got you as a recovery community organization. Feel free to reach out to us at minnesotarecovery.org, info at minnesotarecovery.org. Sarah, say something.
Okay, love you, bye.
Kayla, love you, bye.